Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a look today that I saw Fearne Cotton wearing. I think it was at some sort of Cosmopolitan Awards. I really like this look because it's very bold and ladylike, which isn't so Fearne really when you think about it. She's very vintage with her makeup and very cool and trendy. This is very cool and trendy, but it's also very beautiful, very sort of Hollywood and a bit red carpet, I think. But it is a bold liner as well, so it's a really nice look. It's a bit different to anything I think I've done before, and it requires a couple of products being blended together to create lip shades and cheek shades, etc. So I'm going to crack on and I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing I'm going to use is our primer. This is our Flawless Primer, and it's got a very velvety sort of texture to it, so it makes your foundation glide over the top beautifully, and it'll always keep your foundation on a bit longer, a good primer. And also primer is really good because it creates a nice barrier between your skin and the foundation. Stops things from going into the pores and whatnot. So it is a see-through texture like that. So I'm just using it in my T-zone. And then a little bit on my forehead. It mattifies the skin for you as well. So I'm going to use a bit of our concealer. Just around the eyes. This is number 1. I'm just literally going to use it quite sparingly all around the eyes because she's got a very nice wide-eyed look. It's a very doe-eyed kind of look that she's got going on. I'm not using too much eyeshadow, so I'm not bothered about having to clean up. Hence why I'm doing my eyes and my foundation and bases first. So I'm just covering a little bit of a blemish. The good thing about it is you can use what's left in the brush and just dab it on, because sometimes over blending products once they're on your skin actually takes them off, so you just got to be careful. Just going to use a little bit above my brows, and I'm going to move on to the eyes. So I'm going to start on the eyes, and I'm going to use a combo of 2 different products for the bottom lash line. I'm going to use a little bit of Crimson, which is that one, and a little bit of Berry Brown. Crimson is actually a blush, but I'm using it just to warm up Berry Brown a little bit, because the eyes are nice and sort of hazy and beautiful. So I'm just going to take a tiny, with a pencil brush, a little dab of that and a nice swirl of that, and then just use the back of my hand just to make sure I've got the right sort of pigment that I want. I'm just going to run it underneath the bottom lashes, and if it's a little bit too pink, add a little bit more brown, and so on. And then for the top lid, I'm going to take a little bit of Butterscotch, which is that blusher there. I'm just going to sort of push that there, just to warm up or pinkify the eyelid a little bit. It's a really unusual sort of colour theme that she's got going on. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Sweet Kiss. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Same brush, just wipe off any excess and just push it there into that tear duct. Just to open up the eye a little bit. That's it. Now I'm going to work with a black pencil, and I'm going to use Erin. I'm just going to work straight on the lid. I'm just pushing it into the lash line. I'm just starting from the edge because it's going to be thicker outside here and really thin in there, because I'm going to blend it and I don't want it to come too high on the inside. So I'm not really applying that much on the inside because I'll push some in anyway. Then I'm just going to use a little smudgy brush like this. I'm just going to soften the top line of that pencil and sort of start to blend it out into nothing. And then add a bit more where you need it. add a little bit to the waterline. You'll always see, if you're trying to sort of gain a lot of darkness around the lashes, you'll always see an instant difference as soon as you go inside the waterline. Get rid of that little bit that I don't want there. Just going to keep blending until I'm happy with shape. And wherever you blend, just make sure you keep adding to the lash line, because it literally goes really dark and then fades. If you've got wide eyes and you want your eyes to look more elongated, start any type of black around the eyes sort of from halfway down the eye, just sort of halfway through the pupil kind of thing, and you'll get a more elongated feline effect. But if you've got small eyes, you want to make them look bigger, really sort of go to town on the middle area of the eye so that you get a lift in the eyelid. So I'm just going to add a little bit of black gel liner to my lash line just to get them as dark as possible where I've blended out, or I've blended out any pencil. But I've not loaded my brush with it. I was using it before, so I'm just using what's left in my brush. If you obviously weren't using it before, just obviously use a tiny, tiny bit. I'm just going to sharpen that bottom edge where it starts to come out. Alright, so I'm just going to leave the eyes for a second. I'm going to start with a bit of foundation. I'm going to use number 2 today, and I'm going to use number 1 in our ready to wear. And the reason why is because she's tan and I can wear number 2 and number 1. So I'm going to go for number 2 today. So I'm just going to use this all around the skin, starting from the middle, working my way outwards. This one's just a tiny little bit more yellow versus number 1. Number 1's more pink. So if you sort of like to be more olive versus white and pale, go for this kind of tone. It's a really lovely foundation. Just going to go a little bit over the lip, just a tad. So I'm just going to contour my cheeks a little bit with a bit of Giselle, my brown pencil, and a sort of brush designed for a contour. It's just very short and stubby and firm bristles. She's just got a little bit of shading going on, not really too much. I think her makeup always looks fab. I mean obviously she sometimes is photographed without makeup on when she's coming out of house or home or work or something. But whenever her makeup is done for events, I think it always looks gorgeous. She never goes too OTT with foundation, which I like. Whenever I contour, I always like to go over the same spot a couple of times just to make sure there's no funny bits. This is Juicy Apricot. I'm going to use a big brush. I'm just going to take the product on the brush and then use the inside of my wrist as a sort of palette just to control that I'm not going to go OTT. And I'm just going to take this around the skin like I always do, just a bit, to just tie in with the cheeks. To follow that, I'm going to use some of our setting powder, which comes like this if you've not seen it before. It's got a nice mirror and then the product with a fan brush. This will work really well to set my foundation. I'm just going to use it all in the centre of the face and under the eyes just to set and stop any shine. So I'm going to put some mascara on and then I'm going to do the lips. So my mascara is going to be Maxi Lash. It really go to town with your mascara on this look, but she doesn't wear any on the bottom, so just do the top lids and just really go mad with it. It doesn't even matter if you touch the lid because there's so much black on the lid. It might even help the look along. Now for the lips, I'm going to use a combination of 2 shades, as I always do. I like to mix things. I'm going to use Coral and Buff. Buff is our nude and Coral is our coral. So I'm just going to use the back of my hand with Coral and put that to one side and take a little bit of nude and just literally place it next to it. So you've got your 2 shades there. I'm just going to kind of mix the 2 together on the back of my hand. And for me, as a makeup artist, I like having different colours that I can play with, because obviously I can create several or 8 different tones out of just those 2 colours. So I think that's about right. And I'm just going to, I've already got a tiny bit of foundation on my lips, which is going to help this along. I'm literally just going to use it as a stain. Okay, I need a bit more nude. So I'm going to go from the bullet itself with my ring finger and just press that over the top. Cool. I'm happy, so I'm just going to throw my hair down so you can see what the finished result looks like. She's wearing her hair very big and curly and voluptuous, so mine's kind of not far away from that at the moment. So that's the finished look. I really like this look. This is right up my street. I'd wear this on a night out, I'd wear it on a day to work, I'd wear it wherever really. I hope you enjoyed it, like I said, and please do let us know if you've got any comments or any requests for future videos. We are absolutely sort of open to that kind of thing. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye.